Okay, I don't know if you guys are going to hear me echo because there's an echo in this room right now because I took so much stuff out of it. So, like late last year into early this year, we did a lot of stuff around the house and we kind of had like a big undertaking. My mom wanted to reorganize stuff in the basement. And those that, for those that don't know, that's what I was going to say, but none of you probably know this, but this is my kind of reading slash writing room here in the basement, and it's just one room down here. But my mom retiled the basement and like had a bunch of projects going on and made the basement outside of this room look nice. But this room, because I had seven, now we're down to six. I'll get to it in a second. Bookshelves and stuff, and I had my desk, and I had like a million comic books down here. We didn't really touch this room because it was a big project, and we kind of put it off, and then just out the blue, we were randomly like, all right, we'll finally tackle this room. So we had a lot of problems with this room too. A lot of flooding. The flooding was coming from over there in that corner where you could kind of see that sort of windowy thing right there by the gas in the wall. So from down there on the floor in that corner, we had a lot of water that would come in here. Not every time it rained, but maybe like 75% of the time if it rained, there would be at least a little water down here. And when we were moving everything from off the walls, like I had some tables set up from, they just had like piles and piles of some of my comic books I self-published, and I kind of had things set up for because I crowdfunded them, and I would chip them all myself, and I had just everything set up for my whole like method of how I would like where I would package things, sign things, and then weigh them and then mail them out and everything, where I would stack them so then I could take them out of here to the post office. Like I had like just all this stuff down here, and so we took it out. So I actually don't know what this part's called. So we have drywall in here, okay, and like on the bottom there's like that strip, that goes like across it. I'll be honest, I'm kind of an idiot. I don't know what that thing's called, but like when we peeled that back, like we found like a little bit of mold, to be honest, and so we've been putting like mold killer and stuff on it, and whoever put in this drywall stuff for us before, they were just kind of a moron because we're like finding like these huge like gaps, and yeah. But when I moved that bookshelf that was right there, I found like a ton of mold on the back of that thing, so we like tossed it out. Thank God none of the books were damaged, but like that shelf, like it took like the bulk of the water. And I also threw out my desk. We had just this little desk. I think it might have been my older sister's for a while, and we've had it for a long time. Back when things used to be made to last and very sturdy, but it had absorbed a lot of water too. And after we took those out yesterday, it rained and we got even more water. And I was just kind of like amazed, like that desk and that bookshelf had absorbed a lot of water. So right now we are trying to get a few things done. We might have to tear down this wall and see, because we think there might be like a crack or something in the wall. So we'll have to tear down the drywall, probably tearing down the drywall and looking for that crack. And we've just got a bunch of assignments. But the big task today, and why I'm doing a little sort of day in the life vlog, we're gonna go get a bunch of moving boxes, because I already put that entire bookshelf into a tote box, and I put on my desk I had like 50 books that I never even had shelf space for, and those 50 books were like just books that I would get in. I was like, this is my like to read pile, like, and then like the last 5 books I read were not even from that to read pile. So I had like those 50 I put in a tote, and then all the movies and books that were on that bookshelf. So now I'm kind of like out of boxes because I didn't have many like totes. So I am gonna go to Staples. I am gonna buy some cardboard boxes, and then I've got 6 remaining bookshelves that I gotta pack up into boxes and put them upstairs in my bedroom or somewhere, and then I gotta move these out of place, and then we'll see what we find behind them. But we've yeah, we've got our work cut out for us. We're going to be doing a lot down here. And the big thing, though, that I really want to do is finally get the bookshelves organized because, as you guys have seen in all the videos, everything is sort of everywhere. And yeah, I need more space and I got to organize them. And this is after I've sold off like half of my collection, roughly. And still no space. So this is sort of a day in the life kind of vlog of just me trying to get some boxes and pack up the bookshelves. Okay, guys, I got 6 of these, and it was like $20, and I feel like I will never financially recover from this. Just for funsies, since I'm right here on top of this bin, just some books that are on top. I haven't read any of these, but I have them. But 6 of these, and now that I've got them and can start filling them up, which I don't even know if 6 is enough, to be honest, but now that I can start filling them up, I'm just like, do I want to do this right now? I kind of want to do like anything else right now. But yeah, we'll start filling these up and taking everything off the bookshelves, moving the bookshelves out the way, and taking these up to my room. You know what I thought would be a little bit fun to do? I'm not going to do this for every single shelf, but maybe we can go through and do a little bit of an overview. I have enough to do already. I have to take all these off the shelves, so I can't go through every individual title, but maybe we could go through a few things, starting with something I haven't really talked a whole lot about because I'm not really a comic book guy anymore, but my last remaining comic books, I sold off pretty much all my collection, and I think a couple of these I probably will end up selling off because I definitely do not need all of these, but I'll just go through some of the things here that I think are pretty cool. So Tales from the Crypt, these first 3 volumes, I think there's, how many are there? Like 5 or 6 volumes of Tales from the Crypt in hardcover. And recently I saw that coming out in October, there's going to be one big fancy collected edition with all of them. I think there are 5, but it's going to be just one huge collected edition. So I might end up selling these 3 and getting the big fancy one, but you know, it's over 1,000 pages. Those things can be pretty bulky, difficult to read. So I don't know. I'm really torn between just getting that and getting the next 2 volumes. So we'll see. I'll probably wait for some reviews of that to come out and just see it in some videos. This is a graphic novel. This might have been translated from French, to be honest, called Beautiful Darkness, which is kind of a pretentious title, but I really did like it. I really don't remember this one, but I think I liked it. It's called Delphine. I really would have to like revisit it. There's like a few of these that like I don't really remember too much, and I would have to revisit. This one I revisit yearly, and that's Creepy Presents. Bernie Wrightson. I love Bernie Wrightson. And we also got this other creepy comics here. And then Welcome to Ship's Grave, which was a pretty cool comic, indie comic. And then this one, I don't remember this one a whole lot, but I remember it being pretty good. What is this, The Ticking? So yeah, I have to revisit that. Hack Slash, I had like a love-hate relationship with this because first volume's good, second one's good, and it steeply like just declines. And by 5, I did not know what was going on. Man vs. Rock, hilarious comic. This one, John Carpenter's Tales for Halloween. It's signed by his wife, and when I was at C2E2, I can't remember which year it was. I was looking for, so there was okay, long story. I was in line I went to get in line for a signing, and the line was capped. I couldn't get in line. And then this random guy was like, "Hey, I'm disabled, and I think because of my past, I could get you to the front of the line." And he really tried, but they would not let him go to the front of the line or let him take me. He couldn't even go by himself. And so I couldn't get somebody's autograph. I think it was Joe Hill. And the guy told me, we were just talking for a minute, and he told me like about the booth he ran, and I went by later just to tell him thanks again, but I could not find his booth. But then I saw this booth in like the middle of nowhere for John Carpenter's little company, and his wife was there, and I bought this, and by buying this, they entered you into a raffle, and then you could potentially win. They weren't really saying what it was, but like, it's a raffle, bro, just trust us, like, it's real cool. I ended up winning. I never won anything in my life. This is the one time I won, okay? And I won 2 signed John Carpenter posters. One of them for In the Mouth of Madness. I gave that one to my buddy Andrew, and then the other one is for I've never even seen the movie. I think it's Starman, I think. And so I have that one still. So I went to, and I kept one, gave one to a buddy. Suicide Forest. Honestly, I would have to like flip through this one again. Most of the comics I decided to keep were horror comics. Most of the superhero comics I gave away. And anything that was horror that I'm like on the fence about, I just really had to like flip through it one more time. Masters of Horror, I honestly I don't remember this one at all. Let's see. Chilling Adventures in Sorcery. I remember this one being all right. This might be one, honestly, that I sell off. Saga of the Swamp Thing. Sometimes it gets complicated, but I liked this one. The Roberts. I remember this one. I think this was about serial killers. To be honest, I really don't remember anything about it. Severed. I got this one signed by Scott Snyder. I remember it was pretty cool. Black Orchid by Neil Gaiman. This honestly might be one that I kind of just kept for the art being cool. And this one is called Rachel Rising by Terry Moore. Fun comic book series. And then The Walking Dead. This is kind of what started my whole horror obsession, for those that don't know. So I got into superhero comics, and I was not really a horror guy. I was, how old was I? 15. And I started reading comics. I started with X-Men comics, and my cousin was over one day, and he put on Netflix, and he was like, oh my God, season 2 is finally up. And I was like, of what? And he says, The Walking Dead. I was like, what's The Walking Dead? He's like, oh, you gotta watch it. It's based on a comic book. And I was like, is it scary? And he was like, no, it's not scary. And then so we sat down. I started watching The Walking Dead from season 2. And I liked it. I did. And I liked the comics. And these comics, these first 2 volumes are really good. But it gets like very repetitive and redundant after these 2. So yeah, I just would not continue very far past this. It just, anyone that's familiar with The Walking Dead, I don't really have to tell you. These 3 things here, so these are not comics, but I've gone to this old like pulp paperback convention here 3 times. I didn't go this year, but I went like the previous 3 years, and they just give you this with your ticket. But I just kept them, I don't know, some random stuff. We've got Henry James. I've never read Henry James, but I've got this chonky like collection here. This collection called Dark Masks. It's got a Stephen King story, Ramsey Campbell, James Herbert, Robert R. McCammon, edited by Jane Williamson. I don't even know what Stephen King story is in this thing. Let's look at the table of contents. What's even in here? I hate when it does this and it doesn't like tell you their names. It just has the stories written down. Like, you actually got to go to the actual story to see their name. I'm not gonna go through all that. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I would assume it would start with the Stephen King story. I mean, he has top billing. Don't tell me they like put it in the middle, bro. like to try to entice people to read further. I don't know. Complete Edgar Allan Poe, complete Lovecraft. This one, honestly, because looking at my shelves right now and everything I'm gonna do, I've been like making a mental list of like, what should I sell off? This one's probably one of them. The first 5 John Carter novels. I have not read this, but I just don't think I will. And a bunch of like horror short stories. These are Bram Stoker. These are haunted house short stories. This one just says chilling horror short stories. Lost Souls short stories. I think that just means ghosts. One of my buddies, Mark, my old co-host on a podcast we used to do called Kinonomicon, which I'm slowly re-uploading on my old channel. He has some short stories that were published in these magazines, so that's why I got these. Somebody gave me this as a birthday gift. I've never even looked through it. This magazine with jaws on it. And then, this is fun. So this is an art book that I had some artists do random doodles in when I was going through my Lovecraft phase. I just told people like, draw me like Lovecraftian monsters, and so this is Dave Dorman. This is who was this? This might have been Kelly Williams. Um, oh, I think that. Oh, okay. So this is my niece. My niece actually drew me this one. It was very sweet. And then Chris Mad. Yeah, these are all just like Lovecraft things. And then it'll take a turn. This is from Dan Parent, an Archie Comics artist. And then, my friend Joel drew the Max. And then this is around when Creepsters came out. This guy, John Bivens, drew this Chomper. Creepsters is one of my comic books. I forgot these were all in here. Chris Mad drew another Creepster called Fangs. Oh man, yeah. There's a Chomper. This is by Kelly Williams. Who drew this one? This one might have been my friend Joel, I think. I don't know. And then yeah, that was all I got in there. Yeah, I should. Yeah, I really want to fill this up with just more things from some artists I know. And this was classical mythology. I had a random class in college that I needed that for. I was a business major. I don't know why. I needed that. And Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which haunted me as a kid. And then these are a couple art books I got from this guy, Ryan Lee, and really good artist. But again, I'm not much of like a comic guy anymore, even though this art is gnarly. And I did sell off some other like art books I had. I don't know if did he do an original doodle in this? I'm just trying to think. Sometimes they do like a little. Oh yeah, he did do a little doodle right here. I don't know, might keep these. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, okay, more comics. Invincible, which I really did like, but it goes downhill. I can't remember honestly if I sold my individual issues or kept them. Some of the first graphic novels I ever had. This Marvel Premiere Classics Volume 4, The Death of Gwen Stacy, Secret Wars. Funny enough, I started with Secret Wars and Crisis on Infinite Earths, my like first two graphic novels. What a place to start. This is a fun one if you like superhero stuff, but I'm not a big superhero guy. But Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale, they did this Daredevil Yellow, Spider-Man Blue, and Hulk Gray. This was pretty fun. And then I think they did like a Captain America White years later that was not good at all. But I really did like the team of Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale, especially their Batman stuff here. Like these, like I'm not a comic book guy or a superhero guy anymore. So if I have these things, generally they're probably pretty good if I kept it. But this is like all the Marvel stuff that I kept, or DC stuff or anything like that. So I didn't even know this was here. So this little self-published comic called Literally. I got that from somebody I met on Twitter once. And then I think I might have got these signed, these volumes of Green Arrow. I might have got those signed. And yeah, there it is. Yeah, okay. And then let's see. Oh yeah, my friend Ellis Goodson. He's really cool, and he's read some of my stuff and given me good feedback before, and we did a little trade, and he sent me some little sketchbooks and stuff. So that makes up, like, his sketchbooks make up half my shelf, and I think he's got some short stories in there. And then oh, this is fun. Arsenic Lullaby, like a dark humor comic book. I really love that. I was actually dying out loud reading that. And then a couple of these here are some like indie horror comics that I have that I did not read yet. But I got those like a couple of years ago at C2E2 when I was kind of on the fence, like, am I still a comic book guy? And you know what? We've got some vinyls down here and some Beatles stuff in my Beatles collection. Maybe we'll do a different, like, separate video on Beatles stuff. Okay, guys, tiny update. And we've got 2 boxes up here in my room so far. I'm probably not going to go through more of the shelves like I did when I was about to put them in here, but we'll probably do a bookshelf tour video once everything's back up, okay? For now, I've got a bunch of stuff in these boxes. So there's 2 boxes here. The bottom box has the graphic novels, and they were so heavy that even though I did tape up the bottom of this thing, it almost collapsed on me. I had to fill it up halfway and then fill up my tote bags with more books, and then I brought them up. And then same thing here for I had the records and you know, like these magazines and stuff and some of my Beatles stuff was all in here, and it almost collapsed. I had to take the records by themselves, and then everything else another trip. So I'm here, and I decided I am going to sell some things. So basically everything you guys saw, except I did have a second one of those. This is the complete Lovecraft. The one I showed you guys earlier was open. This one's sealed. I have two because one was a Christmas gift, but it's from my sister's ex-boyfriend, so it's okay to sell. And only thing I didn't show you guys on those shelves, because I had set this aside to sell already, is I have 3 copies of The Exorcist. I don't need 3 copies, so I'm selling this one. But the John Carter books, those are going to be sold. And then the classical mythology book I don't really need, and some of the horror comics like the Roberts and stuff. And I think I said I was going to keep this one for the art, the Black Orchid one, but I'm like, yeah, nah. And yeah, so I'm selling those ones. And then one thing I am selling that I didn't show you guys, this is the only other thing I didn't show you guys yet, was this is from my Beatles collection. It is a graphic novel, The Fifth Beatle, but it's just not really good, and I just hate the way they draw the Beatles in this thing. And I actually kind of forgot about this because it was like kind of tucked back in the back, like behind some of my other Beatles stuff, so I forgot I had that. And yeah, so we're gonna get rid of Invincible as well. I did like the comic, and it does have a very steep drop off after a certain point, but if I ever want to revisit these, it's going to be in print forever. They have like 50,000 different editions of these. You could find it in any comic book shop or used bookstore. So it's anything that I've gotten rid of has either been like things I didn't really like or need, things that I'm never going to revisit, and it might have been okay, but I need money, or it might be something that, yeah, I might want to revisit this in the future, but it'll be like absolutely no issue to get it back. So that's kind of the things I'm getting rid of. So just to make this whole process easier, I'm getting rid of a few things. Not a huge unhaul, but we're getting rid of a few things. So yeah, we've got 2 boxes packaged up, and yeah, I just finished eating. I'm going to charge my phone for a couple more minutes, and then I'm going to head out. Just because I want to get a lot of this done today. Might not have a ton of time to do other things while I'm out, so probably no Lego store today, even though I would love to. It's only like a 5-second walk from Half Price Books. Probably no Lego store because I just got to get this done like urgently. And because these boxes almost collapsed on me, and I was telling my mom about it, she went out, and I mean, like, look at this, like that tore. I don't know how that tore so easily, but my mom, who's at work, she just went out and she made a stop at the store, and she bought some more boxes too. So we're gonna have even more boxes, and just trying to package everything up. Okay, guys, I just got here to Half Price Books, and a couple things. One, nobody let me buy anything, even though I'm on the lookout for a couple things. To be honest, nobody let me buy anything. The other thing is I always play a game with my buddy Andrew whenever I come here, and we always try to guess how much I'm going to get for things. So we're going to see who's right, okay? I guessed 35. He said 47. So I'll be back with the results in just a minute. All right, cool. They took everything, and Andrew was right. So I ended up with $47.66. So he was closer than I was. He wins this time. I am like super tempted because the mall is literally right there, and I know the Lego store is right there. I really want to go, but I gotta go home and take care of this stuff. So next time maybe we'll have a Lego vlog, but not this time. Okay, guys, I am very exhausted, and we've got 6 boxes, all 6 boxes packed up, and it's nowhere near enough. I think I needed twice the amount of boxes, but it's a good thing my mom is going to be coming back soon with more, but I'm going to call this the end of the vlog, because I'm just going to end up with just way too much footage if I don't end it now, and she'll be here tonight, and I'll just save the rest of it for a part 2. And yeah, that's all for this one. So I'm just very exhausted, and I'm looking forward to laying here, watching Curb Your Enthusiasm, and maybe if I can get some writing done. So thank you guys for watching this, and we've got a lot more coming soon.